How's it going, guys? It's Marcus. If y'all don't know by now, Eclipsa is one of my favorite characters in Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Not only is she very well written, but her development throughout the series has been top 5 out of all the characters in the entire series, in my opinion. She was made out to be this evil queen who had all this dark magic for evil purposes, but in reality, she was just a fun-loving person that broke some rules for her own happiness, i.e. running off to be with a monster who she loved, which was, against the law for humans to do. But she was also shown to take action against somebody she loves for the greater good of society, like when she destroyed the previous embodiment of her own daughter, Meteora, and reduced her back to an infant. After all the things she's done in Season 3, I can say with confidence that I do not believe she is truly evil. She has been selfish, though. She abandoned all of her people in Uni to be with Globgor. I understand she loved them very much, but as a person having the title of Queen previously, it is somewhat selfish. Now, since I don't think Eclipsa is evil, I want to talk about the fate of her character in Season 4. It's heavily hinted that the main antagonist for Season 4 is going to be Globgor, who was seen crystallized inside the ancient monster temple. Of course, he's going to be freed from the crystal by either Eclipsa herself or somehow Romulus, but I think the only way Romulus would be the one to do it is if Eclipsa, uses some type of dark spell to trick him into releasing Globgor from the crystal or something like that. I don't know, but I'm leaning more towards it being Eclipsa. I'm also really curious on what Eclipsa specifically sees in Globgor to love him so much. She's not an evil character, but if he is, then she must be blinded by infatuation and doesn't see an issue with his actions. Another reason Globgor is most likely going to be the main antagonist and is just an evil character is there were trading cards recently for Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and they were found in a scavenger hunt format, and they were posted throughout social media, and Eclipsa got her own trading card with her posing with Globgor, and on the back of the card was Globgor breathing fire with monsters inside of the flames. And if you recognize some of these monsters, some of them were seen in a mural in one of the halls in St. Olga's school. I found it kind of odd how St. Olga herself constantly tried to suppress Meteora's monster qualities while she was growing up, but has monster murals inside of her own school. I just find that kind of weird, but regardless, the foreshadowing here is honestly insane. Globgor really been looming over the entire universe of Star since Season 1. And when it comes to the fire breathing with the monsters inside of the flames, the monsters don't seem to be in pain, so I originally thought that Globgor had this power where he could, create monsters with this fire from his own body, but it's probably just symbolism for him being, the head honcho of monsters as a whole and how powerful he is. But dog, wouldn't it be so cool if this monster breath was actually a power and not symbolism? What if he created toffee? What if he just breathed toffee out of his mouth? Dude, I'm telling you, they're connected. They are connected. They have to be. Sorry, I'm getting off track, but it'd be hella cool to see that power in action if it was really real. When he and Star just eventually confront each other, he just starts barfing out monsters to fight her while he just sits on the sidelines. That'd be sick. Now, even though Globgor has been into that for so long and is looking like an even bigger threat due to the art of him on the Eclipsa trading card, he's going to be defeated. It's pretty inevitable. Every main villain per season has been defeated in some way, shape, or form, so the same will happen to Globgor if he is the main antagonist. But with Globgor defeated, where will that leave Eclipsa? Her initial goal upon getting freed from her own crystal was to go to Globgor's crystal at the Monster Temple and free him too. What will she have going for her with her husband now defeated? Well, it's pretty hard to say for sure, but I do have some thoughts in mind. I said this in my Eclipsa master plan video that Eclipsa will be having a lot of internal conflicts throughout Season 4, deciding whether to help stop Globgor doing evil shit or turn the other cheek since he's the love of her life. Similar to me saying Moon won't be found right away when Season 4 eventually starts, Eclipsa's internal conflicts won't be resolved or even explored until a bit into the season. I do believe Globgor's big reveal will happen in the beginning of Season 4 due to the trends of how seasons start with Star, but the conflicts with Eclipsa herself won't. Sorry for being a bit redundant here, I'm just trying to be as clear as possible with that explanation. And if all this ends up being the case, if Eclipsa realizes it was wrong for her not to stop Globgor sooner, she could feel guilty and somewhat responsible for the havoc that Globgor caused or is eventually trying to cause. This could lead to her going to a different dimension altogether like Buffrog and Ludo did. But the reasoning being more close to Ludo's reasoning since Ludo left to, rethink his life and find new goals. My first initial possibility I had was Eclipsa would want to be crystallized again as punishment for her actions and not stopping Globgor, but I realized that would leave the new baby Meteora completely unattended to again, and I know Star and her family won't want to raise her. I know that for a fact. They're not going to want to raise Meteora. If Eclipsa goes to another dimension, then she'd be able to take baby Meteora with her. This is something I really wouldn't mind them doing, because if this did end up happening, then I'd love for them to do something similar than what they did with Ludo, where every now and then there would be an episode showing what he's up to in these new dimensions, like the episodes Ludo the Wild and Ludo Where Art Thou. That way the audience could potentially still see Eclipsa. I know I'm not alone thinking she's one of the best characters in the series, there's no way, so it would suck to see her completely gone from the show. Especially since she's, not an antagonist. Everybody loved Toffee, but he was the main villain, so he kind of had to go, but Eclipsa, that's not the case. But what do you guys think? Do you think Eclipsa will help the cause of good again, but leave Muni for waiting too long, or do you think she was evil the whole time, maybe? Or something else, I'd love to know in the comments. But I think that's going to be it for this video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.